Hey there guys, it's me. Oh, let me change that. Back again with another campaign diary. My hair is a disaster. I'm not sure what to do with it, but we're gonna talk about some Dungeons and Dragons so I don't have to think about it. So, this session are Heroes the Troll Skull Club, Quick the Tiefling Sorcerer Cleric, Harvey Birdman Whoosh the Aarakocra Rogue, Bryn the High Elf Cleric Monk, and Sundry the High Elf Paladin Oath of Vengeance, along with their two new allies, Lydra Shadlove the Drow Barbarian, and Mara, a White Dragonborn Wizard, are on their way to the city of Emberfell, which is basically one of the larger cities in the Underdark. And it's kind of the hub, the mecca of the black market in the Underdark currently, of magical items, slave labor, any and everything basically is being run through the city of Emberfell, where this giant auction happens. Quick has kind of taken the party and is on this journey trying to find out what happened to her missing family. Her family, they've been missing for about 5 years now, and Quick found some information that they might be in the Underdark. She actually ran into her wife a couple of weeks back. However, could be possibly something that happened during her time in the Underdark, but she thought that Quick was some sort of illusion and ran away from her grasp. Now, the characters have woken up in a tavern called Sanctuary, which I very much had molded after a bar in the TV show Angel, which is Lorne, who's this demon in Angel, runs this bar where no violence can happen within its doors. It's very much a place for where demons go in LA to just kind of relax and hang out. And so I very much kind of took that idea, give it very much like an Underdark kind of coding and setting and theme, and placed it into my world. So they woke up in Sanctuary, and they were trying to decide which direction they wanted to go. I basically gave the characters 3 different paths of ways to get to the Underdark. One of which is the front and direct way, the fastest way, and however the most dangerous way, because it is directly through the Duergar mines and camps. So basically they'd be going right into the belly of the beast, going through the Duergar mining operation, and through probably some of their other operations to the direct trade route to the city of Emberfell. The other 2 options were, one was through kind of a back way, having to go through this runoff of these molten rivers and molten lakes of lava, having to go and make their way around them, and it'd be kind of more of like a back entrance towards the city of Emberfell. And then the third option was through the caves of the followers of Loth, the Spider Queen. My players all decided to take the direct and front way through the Duergar mining camps. Part of that is because of, Lydra Shadlove, the Drow Barbarian that they have with them, her family used to be the rulers of the city of Emberfell until the Duergar came, murdered her entire family. So she has a major reason for wanting to go through the Duergar camps, is to kill as many Duergar as possible. And the party is also they've almost made it their mission, really, to try and save as many of these people who are trapped in as possible. Save as many people as possible. So their thinking is they go through the Duergar mining camps, they could save people who are enslaved, defeat the Duergar, and possibly find out some information. So besides that beginning section, I'm trying to decide where to go. And I had kind of also talked to the players beforehand, because I felt it would be easier to plan the session if I knew where they're going. So we had a little bit of a text thread where I was like, all right, these are 3 options. You can choose whichever one you want to do. I also gave them RP time ahead of time, just in case they wanted to try different ways. I tried to make it clear to them, like, if you go the main direction, A, there's going to be a lot of combat, because you're going to be going straight through the Duergar mining camps. And B, I tried to make it using like some of the other NPCs and characters that are in the party now, let them know that they're going to have to think. That sounds mean. Not like as if they're not thinking, but just okay. You are a Aarakocra, a Tiefling, two High Elves, a human, Rainier Neverember, who's also with them, a Dragonborn, and a Drow, trying to go to the front. Basically, going to the front gates of the city of Emberfell, in the Underdark. You're going to need to have some sort of plan of what you're going to do because you're not going to be able to walk in through the front doors. So I tried to let the players know, just like, hey, there's going to be a lot of combat, and you guys are going to have to figure out how you're going to get into the city. If they had gone in the other directions through the molten lava and rivers, it would have been more skill challenges and some combat, yeah, but more skill challenges. Followers of Lolth would be combat heavy as well. But those would put them in positions where they wouldn't necessarily be arriving at the front gates. This is very much you're going to be arriving at the front gates. There's not much way around it just because of how the mining operation is kind of basically because of the location of the mining operation and how they are transporting the goods to the city. It is a direct route, so it'll be interesting to see what the players decide. Some of them have some magic capabilities. I mean, a lot of them have magic capabilities, but most of those capabilities, there we go, are self-reliant. They're disguised self. They're not, nobody has seeming. There's not really, or like a lot of invisibility spells. So it'll be interesting to see there are multiple options they could do of how they're going to get through the front gates. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide. I'm curious to see, because that's always the fun part about the DM, is just setting up obstacles and going, I don't know how they're going to get around it, but they will figure it out, hopefully. So this is a very combat heavy session, obviously, because they're going through the mining camps. Because the party's so large, I've been playing around, obviously, with the encounter size. So in this first encounter, they fought 4 Duergar Stone Guards, 1 Duergar Screamer, and 2 Duergar Soul Blades. The great thing, a lot of this stuff is from Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes, which is a book that came out probably months ago now. Came out a while ago. Basically giving some more lore and some more information about the different groups of bad guys, from devils and demons to Duergar to Drow to Illithid. So this book has been great for this current section because we're in the Underdark. So this is the world of Duergar and Drow and Illithid and all of these creatures. So it's been a lot of fun just playing around and looking at these different things. The Duergar Screamers is really interesting because those are Duergar who are punished. They're punished and they're put in these machines. I think, if I remember correctly, they're Duergar who spread lies and secrets. So it'd be interesting for the players to kind of get a sense of the Duergar and how they operate, and to see more of these machines, because later on in this mining encampment there are more machines that are coming up, so I'm very interested. And that's been something I felt like this encounter went really well for the players because they rolled pretty high on stealth, and so they were actually able to get a surprise round off, and they were able to just a lot of heavy damage dealers in this party. That's been the thing for me because encounter building has never really been my forte. So it's been interesting playing with trying to just make encounters that are challenging for the players, especially because their party is so large. There's, 3 NPC characters and 3 NPC party members and then 4 of the regular party. So it's very, it's a lot of people to manage and handle. Great thing is that with the party's been really good about taking up like that slack, and so I'm not running every single NPC and every single I'm running all the bad guys, and then they will Quick, Lauren, who plays Quick, her tiefling sorcerer, she also runs Rainier Neverember, and Harvey, Cameron, who runs Harvey, also runs Sundry, which part of me, depending on the encounter, I probably will take those characters back to run, but just because of the party size and the types of encounters I'm having to make, just trying to play with the amount of people that they have on having to make larger encounters, or possibly more that's the thing, is just trying to figure out what that balance is. Is the balance throwing more guys at them, or is the balance um, picking and choosing things that would types of villains or enemies that would play to their weaknesses and strengths. That's the interesting thing. um, but also, I mean, I think it's also nice sometimes when they do just steamroll through, like, not steamroll, but they do get through encounters unscathed. Because, I mean, they got through this one, and I feel confident that they can just go into the next room, even though the next room has, probably about the same amount of guys, and be okay. So it is that thing of the players feeling powerful, and they are, just because they're going through Duergar mining camp. They are 7th level adventurers, so they're pretty high up. They're getting up there. They've done they've done quite a lot, and so I think part of adventuring, and part of that is feeling powerful. And so it is pretty cool seeing them just destroying and wrecking guys. Not every encounter that they run into needs to be, oh, we're at death's door. So this will be, I think, like a war of attrition. It's every encounter might not be deadly or dangerous, but they are going to be stacking on top of each other because they are traveling through this mining camp. So it is kind of one after another after another. So it'll be interesting to see, 2 or 3 floors or rooms down, how that is going to go. But I think the players have gotten to a really good point of understanding their strengths and weaknesses. And it also does balance out because, we have 2 clerics who are also multi-class. So it is interesting because I haven't really played a lot with people who've multi-classed before. So it's interesting to see, like, oh, you're level 7, but you're only like a 3rd level cleric. So you don't really have a lot of those spells that you would normally have at a higher level. And so it's been interesting just seeing the gradual progression of the players, and then deciding which things they're going to put their their level up in, what they're going to level up in. Are they going to level up with sorcerer, cleric? And so that's been fun, especially from a role play perspective as well. I love the Underdark. I'm so excited that we're getting to spend so much time there. Just because I'm getting to kind of flesh it out. And I'm very excited to get to the city of Emberfell, because that is going to be a very different situation, because they're in enemy territory. They're in an occupied city. And so it's also that decision of, all right, are we going to help this girl get her city back? And then also, they've been kind of just fumbling, or not fumbling around, but they don't have a lot to go on. The only thing they really have to go on is that they know that there is a giant auction house, a slave market and black market auction house in Emberfell. So there's a possibility that maybe her family had gone through there at some point. Maybe her children had gone through there at some point, and maybe there's records of some sort. Maybe there's somebody they know. I think the plan so far for the players has just been, we're going to travel and hope that we run into Quick's wife again. I don't know if they really have much of a general idea of what they want to do. So I'm hoping that once we can get to Emberfell, they can get more of an idea of what they want to do and what they want to accomplish and how they're going to get there. Especially because it would just be fun, because Emberfell would be a lot of fun because it's city, it's an Underdark city. And also I have ideas for how some of the other threads and plots that the characters currently are happening can tie into this. And then I'm very excited because they've been gone for like a month now from Waterdeep. And so it's also interesting of me as a dungeon master thinking, okay, what's been happening in Waterdeep while they've been gone, and setting all that up, and hoping that they make it out of this alive, so that when they get back to Waterdeep, they'll see what exciting things have been going on. Volothamp Gedarm has been running their tavern while they've been gone, and he's not the greatest businessman in the world. And so they've possibly been losing business and possibly been losing some money as well. And Yeah, I'm very excited. I've also been playing with what Quick's wife has been doing in the Underdark. As they're traveling in the Underdark, where Quick's wife is and what Quick's wife is doing. And I'm very excited to just continue that thread and continue having all of this stuff converge together. And hopefully, as long as everything goes well, I am a little bit scared because the characters currently one person who can cast Revivify, and they only have one diamond for that. So they literally have one chance to revive somebody. So hopefully things go well. Hopefully they are smart with their resources. Hey, they are going to be going to the city of Emberfell, where a giant black market auction of magic items and things is happening. Maybe there's possibility there could be some diamonds there that maybe they can stock up on. Uh, who knows? And that'll be the fun thing. Also, will be um, kind of filling out the auction house, filling out maybe different magic items that are there, and also the type of people who will be at the auction house. It'll be a lot of emissaries of different countries, maybe different people. It'll be probably some like scions of different lineages, possibly just everybody who's anybody in the Underdark, and probably also from the world above. Maybe extra planar creatures. It'll be very exciting to just kind of make this fun madhouse of an auction, because I'm also a sucker for those types of stories where Hunter x Hunter has the York New City arc where there's that giant auction in that city that's like run by the mafia. So I'm a sucker for those types of stories, and so I'm very excited for things to go as they have been. And I'm also excited that they did go through the Duergar mining camps, just because it's giving me more of an opportunity to play with encounter building, which is something that I'm just trying to work on, of making not like I don't want every encounter to be dangerous, but I also want them to feel like they're hard fought battles, not just like, okay, yeah, we cast 2 spells and they're dead, and we shot that guy a couple times and he's dead. But you also can't account for dice rolls. If people roll natural 20s on their twinned guiding bolts, and man, dead, That's just how it is. So it's been a lot of fun. I love this arc and I love this story. I can't wait to do more with the Underdark, and I hope that the characters can continue to survive so that they can continue to stay on these paths, and the stories can expand and grow in these exciting ways that they have been. My hair still looks like shit, but it's been a great time, and I'm excited for more D&D, baby.